Welcome to CFC Fans TV. We are here to talk about our massive game against Everton. But before we do, we're back in the Champions League. The draw was done yesterday, and wasn't it a delight to be part of it? I was so excited. You know, we all sat around, watched it together. It really was just such an exciting thing. It's like Christmas Eve for football fans, isn't it? And we've got a tough draw. We've got a really tough draw, but it's a very exciting one. I've booked Madrid. We're going to be in Madrid very soon. I think it's just about a month. So that one is already sorted and in the bag, and I cannot wait to go there. They've got a new ground. I went to the old one. I haven't been to the new one yet. They've got a new ground. It's going to be brilliant, isn't it? We're going to see Fernando Torres again, and I cannot wait for it. It really is going to be such a massive game, and it feels like that is the game to decide who will finish top of the group, because I think it's between us and Atletico. I'm pretty confident we'll go through, but it is a tough group. Roma really will be struggling forcing, pushing to try and qualify. I think they'll struggle to do it. I don't think they're going to be quite good enough. I think Chelsea and Atletico will go through. In what order, I'm not quite sure. Roma are just going to be a depleted side. You know, we've taken Rudiger, they've lost Salah. They're going to be slightly just not good enough, I hope. And then, the one that I haven't spoken about yet, Karabag. We're going to Baku. I've been looking at ways of getting there, and it really is tricky. The flight that I found, it goes via Kiev with a 4-hour wait, which isn't ideal. So if anybody has any tips on how to get to Baku, let me know, because I'm really up for going. But at the moment, it's looking like a slog. So certainly intending on being there, though. It's just great to be back. But first things first, we have to talk about Everton Football Club. We have a massive match against them this weekend, and it's essential that we win. It really is essential that we win, because our season started with a blip. We had an excellent result last week. We really did. I'm still buoyed by that performance. And Marcos Alonso is still ranking very high in my life, because that result meant the world. To go to Tottenham, their first game at Wembley, win the way that we did, says so much about this team's character and so much about our manager, Antonio Conte. We are very lucky to have him. And I hope somebody at the club is watching this, because he is a prized asset of Chelsea Football Club. Keep hold of him. I love him. How we line up is a very interesting one, isn't it? I think it will be very similar to Tottenham. I think Fabregas will play, though. I think that he will start. I think he's back from suspension, so he will start. We still haven't got Cahill back, so I think it will be a very similar team to the game that started the previous match, with one exception. And I think Fabregas comes in, and I think Bakayoko drops out. Bakayoko, I read something brilliant about him. He had said to Antonio Conte that the game meant so much to Chelsea Football Club and Chelsea Football Club fans that he would play through an injury barrier at only 80%. He was prepared to do that for the club. So now, we're going into an international break. We need to get Bakayoko fit, give him this 2-week period, win without him, get Fabregas in there, pulling the strings, doing what he can do, creating the goals, and I think we're going to be fine. So I think it's going to be a very similar team. Fabregas will be in. I think that this is a very interesting game for Alvaro Morata. There's been a lot of talk this week about Jamie Vardy. Still no news on that one, but I'd be very keen on it coming off. But Alvaro Morata started the season very well. He came on against Burnley and really did change the game. I know he didn't change the scoreline of the game, but he did change the game. Didn't change the result, he did change the scoreline. He came on, he scored a goal, created a goal, and looked very lively, very positive, and had an awful lot going on. He was very lively and shone, particularly when you compare him to Batshuayi. It certainly wasn't his finest hour in a Chelsea shirt. So I think that Morata will be looking to continue in a very similar vein. He had a tough week last week, but I think at Stamford Bridge, playing against Everton, the likes of Williams, the likes of Jagielka, maybe Keane, who I do think is a good player, but Alvaro Morata will be looking to increase his goal tally for Chelsea. So I think he'll lead the line. I'm very interested to see how he plays. The last time we played Everton at Stamford Bridge is the day that they tried to... Do you remember they adopted a back three, the Conte system? It really didn't work for them. They got walloped. It was a day that I realised that Eden Hazard is capable of winning a Ballon d'Or. He was mesmerising that day, in dazzling form, and it was a joy to behold, because Eden Hazard was just unplayable that day. Chelsea won 5-0, and it was very much within our run, the run that effectively won us the Premier League title. It was when Diego Costa couldn't stop scoring, teams couldn't score against us. We played so well, and it was our new look back line that were keeping it tight at the back. Costa was pinging them in, but the mercurial Eden Hazard was there doing his thing, and no more so than that day against Everton. We really did look fantastic that day, and a lot of people actually still talk about that performance as being one of the most fine they've ever seen it as a Chelsea fan. It really was up there. So More of the same, please. It's going to be tough, though. To have a performance like that would be a lot to ask, because this is a very, very good Everton team. We know they had an excellent transfer window. They really did, do some brilliant work, and they did it quickly. Spent a lot of money. They brought in Pickford, who I think will be England's keeper for the World Cup. But they had a lot else going on. I think Wayne Rooney has looked very good there, and Lewin has pretty much made all the space for Rooney. So it's a very, very interesting team they've got going on. But they've had a tough week. They've had a good week, but they've had a tough week. They played away at City, then they've been away at Hajduk Split, and now they're coming away to Stamford Bridge. So they've had a lot going on, and I think we should be able to capitalise on that. Combine that, they have a lot of injury problems. Schneiderlin is out, Gay is struggling, Sandro is out, Klassen is out. We really should be able to do this, shouldn't we? I'm pretty confident, actually, and I think it's so important because the international break is coming up, and you have to go into the international break on as good form as possible because you have such a long time to put it right. Like the Burnley defeat, as painful as it was, we only had to wait 1 week to get out against Tottenham and put it right and set our season back on track. Since then, we've had a draw in the Champions League, and the air around the club is very optimistic. We can't lose that. We can't go into an international break without a victory. This is it. This is going to set the tone of our season, and I'm convinced that we're going to beat Everton. My prediction is Chelsea 3, Everton 1, and you have to give Everton 1 because Wayne Rooney is playing for them, and he loves a goal against us, doesn't he? Exciting, cannot wait to be down there. So if you're going to be there, look out for Sophie. She'll be doing a vlog. And if you see us, come say hello. I think I'll be in the Matthew Harding Lower. So see you all there. Go on, you blows.